You're now listening to the best music. Feel the freshness. You're now listening to the best music.
Always a great time to be alive. Oh, the Blackwood Fire Radio Network. You can download our app on the Google Play Store. Stream on www.blackwoodfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements. Ever clothing with the Blackwood Fire Radio logo. Second, you got your t-shirt, Max bags with the Blackwood Fire Radio logo on it. We do have also amazing supplements for you, the likes of ashwagandha, sea moss, multivitamin, beetroot. I don't know if you're taking your supplements, but we got you covered with the likes of ashwagandha, multivitamin, organic coffee, different section of the supplement that definitely works for you. And hashtag is the year of the firehouse, reminding you to take over, to dominate, to be in alignment, because it's a different year over here. I'm gonna give you a little bit of snippet of the year of the firehouse if you actually forgotten about it. But today we're going to be talking about Kenya reopening its borders to Somalis after 15 years. What's more about it? And basically, what do they mean about this conversation about Kenya reopening its borders to Somali after 15 years? But before right away, let's listen into the health and benefit of some of the supplements we do.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its heat. Unlock your full potential with brain and focus. Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Definitely get your ashwagandha, beetroot, and other amazing supplements. But today's conversation is about Kenya reopening its borders to Somalia, a little bit of the Epstein files, and basically what they found out in regards to how including photos of Clinton, Andrew, and Michael Jackson, and how actually Michael Jackson actually predicted his death before he actually died. And also we'll take a listen a little bit of Kenya, which is actually reopening its border with Somali after 15 years, or basically it's set to reopen its borders with Somali after 15 years. But also, do we have to think about the security concerns that remain over here? And also, we'll go again to the way to the Congo and talk about the DRC Congo president who outlines precondition for a national dialogue, and also take a little bit of lesson on how the Epstein files are coming along. But right away, let's listen in to why Kenya is reopening its borders to the Somalis after 15 years. And this is what the president says, why they're actually reopening their borders with the Somali. And it's Kenya border with Somali will reopen in April, almost 15 years after its shot by Islamist militant group Al Shabaab. President William Ruto has announced. And also, Kenya has also been concerned about illicit weapons and other contraband goods being smuggled across the border. But the reason why the president is saying this is saying Ruto's announcement came days after the Mogadishu-based Hillel Institute think tank issued a wide-ranging report about the security situation in Somalia, saying that al-Shabaab was growing in strength and had regained most of the territory in central areas it lost in a big government offensive in 2022. I know a lot of people are really concerned about the security reason, most probably, but also the president actually announced the plan to reopen the frontier on a visit to the border town of Mandera in Kenya's far northeast, which has a large population of ethnic Somalis. Allegedly, there was a conversation about a lot of different individuals in Africa, most of the Somalis actually getting or trespassing in Kenya, given IDs for the sake of the election that are coming in. We had that discussion earlier here on in the morning show with if you're always tuned in on the Vibe show, there was a report about that allegedly going on in regards to a lot of Somalis actually trespassing or actually moving into Kenya because of the election that are coming in. And right now, the fact that we see Kenya is trying to reopen its borders with the Somalis after 15 years. And most importantly, it was because of the security reason. That's why they closed the border with the Somali and Kenya. And this is what they said. It is unacceptable that fellow Kenyans in Mandera remain cut off from the president, literally from their kin and neighbors in Somalia due to the prolonged closure of the Mandera borders post. Ruto posted on X. He hoped that the reopening will boost cross border security and reduce security concerns among Kenyans. And basically are useless. He said that Kenya will work together with you, just help us combat these criminals and terrorists. In addition to the attacks on the Westgate Mall and Garissa University, other major Al Shabaab attacks in Kenya include the killings of 28 bus passengers in Mandera County in 2014 and an assault on a hotel in Nairobi 5 years later, which left at least 21 people dead. In 2015, Kenya had embarked on building a perimeter barrier along the country's 680 kilometer, that's 423-mile common border because of the militant threat. But the project was suspended after nearly 3 years when only 10 kilometers, that's 6 miles over wire fence, had been built at a cost of $38 million. It's basically approximately 26 million in terms of euros over there. But come to think about it actually openly, why are they opening borders with the Somalis? I think we've talked more about that. If you know, you know. And most importantly, why is the government pushing to reopen its borders with the Somali? And the main thing, as they say, Kenya's borders with Somali will reopen in April, almost 15 years after it's shut because of attacks by Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab. And President William Ruto has announced. And based in Somalia, the group has masterminded a series of deadly assaults in Kenya. And the plan has been announced before in 2023, but further attacks postponed the arrangement. Ruto said the intention to reopen the borders open to crossing follows years of security assessments, adding that there will be a heavy deployment of security forces to ensure the move does not compromise safety. But do people feel safe about this? Or are they just doing it for their own governmental issues? I'm going to share a video regarding that right away. Thank you for the ones who are joining us right now. My name is Irton Lingori. It's always talking about redefining conversation as we redefine ourselves because we are the change we need to see in the world. There's a video on it I want to share right away over here. Let's listen in right away.
Ruto says key crossings will reopen in April. So is this a lifeline after 15 years of isolation or a risky gamble in a region where Al-Shabaab is still active?
We welcome the announcement by the President of Kenya to reopen. This move is very important. Connected through trade, education, security, and social ties. It also comes at a crucial time as both sides are facing severe drought and people need to move to access support.
That's what's coming up. I am Eddie Micah Jr., and you are welcome to Africa Link, the podcast connecting you to the stories that matter.
Africa Link, every weekday here on DW.
The Kenya-Somalia border was officially closed in October 2011 after Kenya launched Operation Linda Nchi, which means secure the country. Troops were sent into Somalia after cross-border attacks and kidnappings blamed on Al-Shabaab. Nairobi said shutting key crossings was necessary to stop militant infiltration, arms flows, and the movement of fighters. Now, since then, the border has remained tightly restricted. There's been attempts to reopen it, particularly in 2022 and again in 2023, but each effort failed after fresh security incidents. Now, President Ruto says it can no longer be justified for Kenyans to remain cut off from their relatives and trading partners across the border. To explore what this reopening could mean, I'm joined by Dr. Ahmed Kada, Somali analyst, and DW correspondent Mohammed Kaheye in Mogadishu. Hello and welcome to Africa Link. Dr. Kada, the Kenya-Somalia border is expected to reopen in April. Why is this such a big deal?
Absolutely.
I think what it is.
That's a really good question. Why is it a big deal? And also, in terms of security concerns, because I believe a lot of individuals, a lot of Kenyans, mostly at the border, there's a lot of security concerns. So, why is it a big deal? And are they actually trying to assess how people are feeling about this? Do they really care for the people? I think you have your answer.
The news so important and a big deal is only for two reasons. Number one is the timing. As you are aware of it, Somalia joined the East Africa, and Kenya is the only country in the East African community that has a border with Somalia. So that makes us Somalia to feel that Kenya now
I know we're all Africans, and Kenya is very, very welcoming. One of the countries that I know in East Africa that is so welcoming to everybody else is Kenya. 100%. Like, Kenya is the most welcoming country of all time. I know other Africans are, and we understand we're all Africans, but because of prior incidents that have actually happened regarding like the Somali-Kenya collaboration and everything that I've actually mentioned earlier to this conversation, is the security concerns.
Can be the gateway to connect Somalia to the other members of the East African community. That's number one. Number two, what makes the news so important is that the expected economic improvement or conditions that can come out from the opening of the border. I think most of the cities that lie on the border are reliant on Kenya in terms of social services, health, education, as well as trading. You know, they may go to Kenya, like Mandera, whatever, to buy goodies or receive some of the most important services for them. I think in general, it is very important for the economic livelihood of many Somalis living on the border, as well as Kenyans living in the cities surrounding the border.
Right, right. Thank you very much for that. I mean, look, that's
Absolutely.
about 15 years of a closed border. What has been the economic impact of the border closure?
I think the main challenge that has came from the closure of the border is that it has limited the movement of people and goods and services from Somalia to Kenya or from Kenya to Somalia.
Okay.
Because of that, people were having difficulties to cross the border, either for business purpose as well as for receiving any social services in Kenya or in Somalia. In my opinion, the closure of the border was a challenge to both the economy of Kenya as well as the Somali. But I think suffered the most.
Right. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for that. Let me come to you, Kahiye, because you've been on this for a while, ever since President Ruto announced that the border will be opened in April.
Absolutely.
What has been the overall reaction inside Kenya?
Well, if you look at the reaction of the people from both sides, whether in Kenya and whether in Somalia, people living along the border of these two countries, which are neighbors, have welcomed this news with jubilation, with positive remarks, especially when we have been collecting books from people living along the Somalia's border who have seen first hand of what it means that this border had been closed for all those years. They were very happy. They were saying that, there has been, sometimes informal, conducting of businesses between the borders, which were sometimes very, risky but they were very happy in terms of, movement of people for trade, for education, for health, because most of the Somalis, because of the infrastructure, advanced infrastructure and advanced
I think the main concern on the Kenya reopening its borders with Somalis after quite a long time, as they mentioned right now, is the security reason. That's the most important fact of it. It's okay, we are all Africans, Ubuntu 100%. And I love the fact that a lot of Africans right now are actually being intentional about, the Ubuntu spirit, but also the fact that Kenya plans to reopen the key border crossing with Somalis after 15 years, after attacks blamed on Al-Shabaab extremists forced its closure. That's why they closed it, right? The move that is intended to boost, as they say, trade and reunite families has sparked security concerns. That's the main thing. It's a good cause. Take 100%. You're going to put a peace sign on it. But also, what people are really concerned about is the security part of it. How are we sure that it's going to be okay? 15 years is a long time, and the reason why it was closed is because of the security reason. But right away, right now, we're going to go to another conversation in regards to the Congo. But before that, let me share a little bit of the supplements we do have as we delve into the next segment of Let's Swap with Iritan. If you're listening to us, I hope you're ordering your t-shirt, your hoodies, your ashwagandha, General Mosquito. I hope you ordered your beetroot.
Nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates. It's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
90 cents you'll get that I'm always so high. Welcome again to another conversation. We've been talking about Kenya reopening its borders to the Somalis, and the main reason I believe a lot of people are actually raising their antennae high is because of the security concerns. Because after 15 years, Kenya is actually trying to reopen its borders in April after 15 years because of the security reason that has been going on. But I believe it's something we can definitely come to a conclusion for, and because there's a lot of incidents that have happened prior to that, and right now, why is it
I want to know where you're at, because you're constantly working, and when you're doing a lot more than most.
Yes, sir.
Right, like
Yes,
it's
sir.
not just the conversations that you're having on podcasts; it's the works that you're doing in the communities,
Right.
the conversations that you're having with the youth and with people in general. Where are you to me right
mostly
now?
this year on hashtag the Year of the Fire is the most important time for like African Americans to come together regardless of their differences. Like it's unity or nothing. It's a lot of things happening right now. It's a lot of things, and mostly the other races are always united right now in terms of redefining Africa, in terms of actually taking over and being intentional about our social, economic, political sector. This is the time for us to actually be united and put our differences aside, whatever that difference is. I believe it was all created. It was all an agenda to actually separate us.
You feel
I guess for me, the one thing that I just want to finalize is the renovations on the FDMG Academy. You know, we've been almost done for so long, and now we're at the floors, but I'm still scared to say we done, because every time I say we done, something else comes up. So, I ain't been saying nothing.
Yeah.
My thing is, when it's done, that's when I'll announce it. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back to the Breakfast Club one more time to tell people we almost done. You feel me?
Yeah.
When we done, I'll schedule with you. I'm not going up to Power 105 again until we done. I'm tired of saying it myself.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So when we done, that's when I'll do it, man. But we real close. When I fly back home tomorrow, I got to get to the school. They're laying the floors now, and once that's done, we'd be applying for a certificate of occupancy. That's going to be interesting because the city has not been our friend. They tried to sell the school behind our back last month for some frivolous expenses that we should not have even owed. So I'm going to stay positive, but I'm not looking forward to the inspection because, they can nitpick you to death on that.
Absolutely.
So when people say when you're going to actually be done, that's not in our hands. We have to see what the city says, but I'm hoping after all we've been through, they just say, go ahead. If it's all in order, just pass him, but that hasn't been the experience. Like everything we've been through with the city has been a fight, even to get a permit for the festival. They ain't want to give us that. So it's really been a tug of war with them. I'm just hoping that we don't have to have a protest. I'm hoping we don't have to take them to court for discrimination. The bureaucracy is mostly black. The mayor's white, but the bureaucracy is black. But discrimination is discrimination, even if you're the same color. So I'm just, I'm gonna just put it in the Lord's hands and see. But we knock it on the finish line. So
if all goes well, we should be able to apply for the inspection before the end of the year.
And this is something that most people don't understand in general. Just starting a business is tough, right? And when you're doing something in the community, it's going to be a lot tougher. When you're dealing with that much square footage, you can find something wrong anywhere. Oh, well, in this corner here. But a lot of people that have never started a business, have never gotten any type of education, what it's like. They have
never opened a school, never ran a school, but they're experts in our school. And I don't get into it, but I hear a lot of it because my supporters send me the clips, and I've heard ridiculous things. I heard people say you can get an HVAC for $5,000. That's a $50,000 unit up there. That was the cheap one. You feel me? This is not a house. This is a school. You're not getting no HVAC for no $5,000. You know what I mean? Every utility that we had repaired, plumbing, HVAC, electric, every one cost us well.
It's so true, because Dr. Umar actually announced that, I think it's mid-February 2026, that his school is actually, that took quite a long time to actually, finish his long-planned school. The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Elementary School is actually finished following years of delays and fundraising. He indicated the facility is ready for inspection to begin operation for Black boys.
Over $100,000. Nothing was under $100K for repair. So when I hear people say he could have got this done for $5,000, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother level. But my thing is, if you never did it, why are you speaking on it? And if you're not doing anything for the people, why are you speaking on it? See, that's my thing.
True.
I don't think people who don't do work could criticize people who do it.
100%. As in 100%, I definitely agree with that.
How
the fact that you're not putting in the work, or you're not building something for yourself, or putting something out there, you have the audacity to actually criticize someone who's trying to actually sacrifice their everything, putting in the work to build something for themselves, to build something for the community. Like you got to check yourself.
Now, if you're doing the work, you say, look, I built me a relevant institution. You can speak to it because you did it. We're being questioned and criticized by people who do nothing.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm so tight-lipped on it, because I'm like, I don't owe you no answers. On top of the fact you never donated, on top of the fact you never drove by there and picked up a piece of trash, you questioning something that you don't support financially, you questioning something that you've never been a part of in your entire life. You've never been a part of anything that progressive as building an institution.
And that's so wrong, because that's one thing we do have, mostly as Africans, maybe it's happening in other parts, but also as Africans being united, we always do not put support in each other's people, vision and everything to do with that. We don't support our own, but we support other races. That's the most funny thing, my sister. We don't support and build our own people, so that when they're there, we know like they're representing us, and yes, if they're winning, I am winning. But we're so ready to support other races, and I love that about them. It's actually a good thing, and that's why they're always growing, and they're always building, and they're always dominating. Can we actually take that and implement it in our own community? Because we are literally the greatest of all time. And as I always say this, and each and every time, we have to get rid of the inferiority complex that was based on us, because it's all a lie. Our history, our identity was scraped off, stolen, erased. Right now, everything is there. You can go back and learn about your African history, African identity on your own, and take back your power, because that's what you need. You need that understanding and education to revive your confidence back to who you are. Because if you know who you are, nobody can tell you nothing about who you're not, because you know who you are, and you can Google that shit.
Why are you expecting me to be accountable to you?
And so how do you keep it together? Back to that mental health thing, like how do you feel?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The haters, the struggle streamers, they really helped toughen me up to the criticism, because we've been dealing with it from the first day we took a donation in St. Louis, Missouri, April of 2014, when the St. Paul's College in Virginia went up for sale, because that's what we wanted. We wanted that HBCU, but they wanted $2 million and we couldn't raise it in time, so they sold it to the Asians who currently have it now. So then that's when we said, well, we just gonna find us a regular school. So from 2014 till 2019, we school hunted. We found FDMG in 2017, but we couldn't. They gave it to us. So 5 years to find a school, which in my opinion, that's not a long time. raise the money and find it. 5 years ain't bad at all. And then you go from 19 to 25, right? So you're looking at 6 years of us renovating. It should have only taken us 2 or 3, but there was a lot of scamming going on with the contractors we were using. We really got done dirty by them.
Right, now we're actually winding up because of time. I wanted to talk more about a little bit of the files and also the fact that we did have Mike Tyson visiting the Congo, and that's where his ancestors are from. It was a very beautiful trip. If you got to watch on his YouTube channel, I had a lot to share on that. And time. But I'll share that on Friday. Mike Tyson got to visit the Congo. Such a beautiful view to see a lot of African diasporas coming back to their homeland. And it's so funny because his land that he was given is actually next to the president. He was like, so who am I going to be hanging out with? And they're like, the over there. But that has been my time, family, here on Let's Talk with Eriton. We're talking about Kenya reopening its borders to Somalis, and the main concern is security. Also talk a little bit of the unity within our communities as Africans. Basically, all Africans, unity or nothing, because, honey, we gotta take back a lot of things unapologetically. # the year of the firehouse. And before I wind up, remember to download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackoutfireradionetwork.com, because honey, you gotta be healthy. We got a lot to do, but I'm gonna leave this with this amazing motivational as we actually announced the one and only Faith Kipyegon wins her 10-kilometer debut in Monaco. Congratulations to her. But also remember, this is your time.
Is it. That's my error. I don't give a That's the attitude of my self-love error. It.
Hey man, download this song like you said it 3 times. I'm here.
I'm done. I care too much. Enough handing out my to people who don't give a damn.
Calm down, man. Don't know, you know. Oh, that low. Like you're taking it. Hey, calm down.
I'm taking back all my
Take it back, but what is wrong with you, bro?
Yes, I'm taking all of it back. I'm loving myself so much these days. And I'm so proud of me for getting to the point where I love myself more. And do you know why? It's because I resent shame. The reason why I'm taking back my and they are remaining mine.
Unapologetically, family. Thank you for the ones who've been with me. That has been my time. It's your girl, Tom Lunguri. Oh, take care. See you on the next show.
Greetings and salutations, massive. Here's Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
I'm cozy, I'm Coco Monster, I'm pretty rusty, you already know, man. Chunk of Viazi, my new bitch wavy, I call her Diani, and I pull up with the drip like I work for the Sunny. Hey, every day I'm making more juice. I've been doing me, you should try to do you. I'ma get her wet as a pool. Buzz down Tatiana like you dropped out of school. I got enough